Hello there and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech and yet more gaming news with myself, Amata, here on the 23rd of May. I have some news concerning a new game from Dead Island developer Techland, which is going to be an open world game by the name of Dying Light, which is a first-person action survival horror game for the Xbox One, PS4 and PC. And Techland have said that it will feature a game-changing day-night cycle and be set in a vast open world, and according to the official announcement, during the day, players will traverse an expansive urban environment overrun by a vicious outbreak, scavenging the world for supplies and crafting weapons to defend against the growing infected population. At night, the hunter becomes the hunted as the infected become more aggressive and dangerous. Most frightening are the predators, which only appear after sundown. Players must use everything in their power to survive until the morning's first light. And Techland CEO Paul Marchuka, and I've probably horribly destroyed that name, so please excuse me, had this to say. The next-gen technology allows us to create a truly dynamic open world that features a game-changing day and night cycle. Inventive free-running mechanics also allow for nearly unrestricted exploration and weapon crafting to further enhance the action survival experience. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings because, well, that description, it sounds awfully familiar, and I'm sure many of you listening to this video will all think the same thing. This sounds an awful lot like Dead Island. I mean, the environment sounds a bit different, urban rather than tropical, but you've got a vicious outbreak, which will mean zombie-like enemies, and you've even got the crafting in there and the scavenging, which obviously two major mechanics of Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. I mean, they do have some new additions, of course, including the urban environment, as well as the day and night cycle and the idea that at night the enemies become much more dangerous, and of course there are these predators that only appear after sundown, kind of Minecraft-style-y. So, I'm not really sure what to make of this, if I'm completely honest. It sounds really similar to Dead Island in terms of its core mechanics. It's an action survival horror title, crafting, scavenging for loot, killing infected, that sort of thing. Yeah, it sounds a little bit similar. Obviously, I'm not going to condemn it before it's even out or even had its first trailer release. That would be rather silly of me. But I am going to say that I'm going to be awaiting more news for this particular game with some trepidation because, well, it sounds an awful lot like Dead Island, and I think I want to see some actual gameplay from this before I make up my mind as to whether or not I think it's going to be a good game. Obviously, you can't actually make a complete conclusion on whether or not it's a good game until you actually play the thing, of course, but you can make judgments as to whether or not you think you're going to like it at least. Obviously, whether you like a game or if it's a good game, they can be mutually exclusive just because it may not be your cup of tea. So we'll have to see. I'd be curious to see what you guys think of this one. Is it kind of like, oh yay, zombies? I mean, I'm looking through some of the reactions on this article here, and that seems to be the reaction from most people. But some people do. Obviously, Dead Island was fairly successful, seeing it as a fairly fun game, so I'm sure this game will do well and be well received by most people. I just kind of hoped for some new ideas from Techland. Anyway, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.